guys? Hope everyone is doing good. Another one, a new signing for Leeds United, a loan signing of Manor Solomon. All over from Tottenham Hotspur, of course. Who is he? What's he about? What's it play like? Is he good? Let's get into it. Just a quick disclaimer as well. Well, if I sound a bit off, I do feel a bit off. Apologies. My eyes are stinging, my head's hurting. I've got a really sore throat. I don't know what's wrong with me, but game's the game, innit? Anyway, let's get into it. Manor Solomon. There he is. One thing I'm going to premise before I get into this, I like to just give my initial thoughts. I look online, I look at the kind of reaction to the player and what he's about, what he does. And I'll be honest, I disagree with most of it. Obviously played in the Premier League for the last few years, so I've seen a fair bit of him based on what he's been on TV, when he's actually been fit. And I went through the due diligence last night when it got linked to watch a few games from his Shakhtar days, his Fulham days as well. So more than Ramazani, I've got a bit of knowledge more than Ramazani. Not the most, but more than that. So I've got fairly confident in what I believe about this player. The comparisons of wingers I'm seeing him compared to, the amount he's going to play and all that stuff, and his role at the team, I disagree. I think a player like this at this level is ridiculous and has scope to be the best winger in the league. I'll be brutally honest here. That's my opinion. But anyway, let's get into it. So yeah, obviously he plays for Spurs. It is a straight loan with no option. 25 years old, 1.7 meters, 68 kilograms, right-footed, fairly comfortable on both. That's a key aspect I like about him. And again, another key aspect, can play either side and also in the middle. Predominantly left or right, obviously, but can play down the middle as well. Comfortable player in that sense. We'll get into the screenshotted parts of the scout report I did. Technical ability first, and I have changed some bits on the other ones to make it more suited. But his touch and ball control, people, is excellent. The key standout to this guy is, one, the initial burst of pace you see from him, and two, how quick and how close he can dribble, how that ball literally sticks to his foot. Couldn't put a 2p coin between the foot and the ball. Really impressive close ball controls. You know, in the way kind of when Hazard had run with it and that ball was just stuck to his foot. You know, even to an extent, mainly his Wolves days, Diego Costa, amazing close control. He suits that. The ball control is ridiculous. It's really tight, close, really, really, really quick feet. And as a winger who, when I was younger, prided myself on my quick feet, I really like to see that. Really good. Yeah, short passing and finishing. I think short passing isn't necessarily his main game. He's a very good build-up player for me. A lot of wingers, you know, rely on individual 1v1 skills. This guy's good at 1-2s, even moving, you know, finding a guy in the gap or in spaces, moving off him to receive it, edge of the box, take a shot. Decent. Not his main aspect of his game, passing for sure. He's definitely a driver and a dribbler and a creator, but yeah, finishing as well. Finish. Definitely effective around the edge of the box, which is a good thing. Look at his goals he scored in his career. There's a lot of similarities from the positions he scores them. They're usually cutting in from the side. Hits them well. Ball striker. Very good ball striker. Hits the ball very well. And then dribbler, I've already mentioned. Very close, direct dribbler. Really like it. Progressive passes, I've already stated. Not the creative in sense of the passer. You look through his career. Most of the seasons he's done well. The goals dominate the assists. You know, he's a finisher. Shot creating actions, again, that versatility helps with that. Creativity, as I've mentioned, not in terms of we'll get loads of assists for Leeds United, will be outweighed by the goals for sure. So more of a goal scorer than an assister, and that kind of creator in that sense. Definitely a finisher of moves. Shooting, like I said, he strikes the ball really well. Almost, you know that aspect where players hit the ball sometimes and it's too well. He hits it really well. He hits it hard. Corners, you know, even when they're at the keeper, solid and hard. So a lot of times keepers don't save it. And he's a goal threat. There's one, the versatility, play on either side. You know, he's comfortable on both feet. He can strike a ball. Those aspects make you difficult to mark, and you're never really in a position where the defender can say, "We've got him here. We've got him, lads," because you don't know what he's going to do next. Right? As simple as that. Very good technical attributes. And like I said, this is my opinion. People disagree. People say he's rubbish. Some say he's the best player in the world. It's my opinion from what I've seen of him. I really like him, and I think this scope be the best winger in the league. There's one big reason why that will happen. If it did, and we'll get into that in a bit. But yeah, physical, body positioning, and acceleration. Now, body position is decent, of course. That close control, you need good body position to ride fouls and all that stuff. Acceleration, off the mark, probably the first 4 or 5 meters, I'd say he's as quick as Dan James. That initial burst. But the thing about Solomon is his ball speed with the ball is very, very impressive. Dan James is an elite speedster off the ball, as we saw with the goal the other day, yesterday. Solomon is extremely quick with the ball as well. Very quick. Which makes it easy for him to beat defenders in 1v1 situations, or if he's cutting inside, that initial 3 yards of quick pace with the ball at his feet leads him to those kind of shot situations where he cuts in and hits one, whips one around the corner like Curry used to do. That's what he's good at, and he's going to score goals out of this season. Physical strength, not the biggest guy, like I said. Not kind of really thin, but, a small dude. Very lightweight in the sense that he's quick and direct, but he generates a lot of power. Kind of like Ramazani in that sense. Not physical players, but it's not an issue for me because of how quick they are, and how direct they are and how powerful they are initially because of that pace, that speed they have. Press 6, it's hard to tell because he's not played too much in pressing systems. So I'll give it a 6, bit down the middle. Balance and agility, look, if I'm being honest, I love this type of winger, a real close control, agile winger that could just ride challenges and hit one from the edge of the box. I love it. I absolutely love it. Very good. Agile. Fitness, biggest problem for him. Staying fit. That's the issue. That's the caveat to all his talent. Based on talent, if it was based on talent, he'd be nowhere near this league. Absolutely nowhere near. Mark my words. But he's not been fit often, right? And he's been in sides where, when he has played consistently for a short period, he's scored. I ain't got exact numbers, but his games to goal ratio is very impressive. Gets involved in goals when he's fit. It's just the fitness side of it. He's had bad injuries in the last few years. Bad. And this is why it's important that we have numbers in the wing position. Because you can't rely on him in 44 games or whatever it is now to stay fit. Which is why it's a good barometer that we have. Nonto, James, Ramazani, and him. That's 4 top options. So if he is injured, gets injured for a few games, you still have top level players coming in, right? And that's the key part of it. He's in this league because of that. Because he needs to play. He needs to be competitive. He needs his confidence back. He needs to play a lot of games. He's not in this league because of his ability. Mark my words. Look, if I'm wrong, come back to this video. The only thing I might be right about is staying fit. I'm convinced what I've seen, the ability of this guy is too good for this level. If I'm wrong because of his ability, come back. Mark my word. I'm bullish on this one. I'm bullish. Ramazani, I didn't know too much about, even Rothwell to an extent, didn't know too much about. This guy didn't know too much about in terms of the level of other players, but compared to the other two, a bit more, because he's been in the Prem. I've watched him, played against us, remember? And I watched him last night. I watched a few games last night. I'm very bullish on this one. Very bullish. And that's the point. Now, you'll get fans from maybe Tottenham who don't like him, saying he's terrible, he's bad. Then you get Leeds fans saying Robin Koch is bad, right? From a Leeds fan perspective, he was bad for us. For the most part, wasn't good. Speak to a Frankfurt fan about Robin Koch. They'll tell you completely opposite of what we can. Judge him on what you see, people. That's what I'll say. Don't judge him on what other people say. That's a big thing for me. I take in what they say to an extent, but I don't judge a player on what other people say. I judge him for what I see. It's always the best way to go about it. Don't rate a player you don't think he's good, he needs improvements. Say it. If you've not seen it, be honest. With many players, I've said, I'm not too sure. This is what I think from the little I've seen. But based on what you've seen is always a key barometer. Because bias and opinion and how you see the game is different from every individual. Right? Like I said, players at our club that we didn't like, at other clubs are amazing. Ask Borussia Mönchengladbach fans about Max Wober, and ask them about him now. Completely different. But yeah, anyway, Psychological. Decision making. Like I say, I've changed psychological. I made it a bit more. I made it better. Decision making. As a winger, decision making. I put 7. This is probably, his talent is ridiculous, but there's slight times where that consistent saying decision making is there. You know, like I say, he's a confident guy. He'll drive 1v1. He'll shoot. There might be times where there's a better option, right? Like most wingers, like Greedy did. That's a winger. I was a winger. I was greedy. I don't care. People tell me I pass it. No. I'm running with it. I'm enjoying myself. I want to keep running with it, you know? So decision making's a 7, nothing higher. Teamwork, 8, and confidence, 8. Now, teamwork, again, a player who again gets more goals than assists, of course. If you watch the games, he does like to come from deep and get involved in build-up play. I like his energy when he's fit. I do think there's aspects of, you know, that constant press that he needs to improve potentially. But when he's on it, when he's there, he's aggressive. I like it a lot because he's got that quick tenacity like Dan James does in over that 5-10 meters to win that ball back. Confidence, seems like a very confident guy. Watch him, watch the way he plays. You don't play like that without confidence, you know. Creativity and adaptability. This is one of the best things for me. It's a key part, and I'm bored of saying it, and you know I'm not going to keep saying it. Well, I am. That decision making of that adaptability, being adaptable, right? Playing either side. Where he'll play for Leeds, I'm honestly not sure. I'm not sure at all. That there's scope for either side, I really do. But like I said before, it's about being fluid. We are very fluid. They start in one position, they won't stay there for longer than 15-20 minutes. They will move around, depending on where they are, how the attack goes, where the markers are, they will move. And he's got that adaptability and creativity about him. He will do that. He'll be a little bit free. He'll run around. Back will give him that license. Reading the game tactically. Speed of thought, concentration, all a 7. Very solid all around. We'll quickly go through this stuff. Obviously played in Ukraine for Shakhtar Donetsk, where he also played in the Champions League as well. The guy's got Champions League. He's got 16 Champions League appearances and 4 goals. You know, there's a caliber to this guy. Trust me, a real caliber. Obviously played at Shakhtar Donetsk. Got his move to Fulham. Again, injuries at Fulham hampered it, but still was enough to impress Tottenham, who signed him from Fulham. Yeah, and again, injuries didn't allow him to progress. But like I said, the amount of games he plays, also I said the amount of starts, his goal tally, his goal return is very impressive. So yeah, look, I like him. I think he's a very good player, and I think if he can stay fit, and that's the key. If you can get this guy 4 or 5 weeks without an injury and he's ready to go and he plays, best believe he'll be one. I'm convinced he'll be one of the best players on the pitch, and he will destroy fullbacks. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's my observation. I'm very bullish on this one. Because I've seen a lot of people say otherwise, and I personally do not agree with that. That's their opinion, of course. That's how they judge the game. That's perfectly fine. For me, I think there's levels to this signing. I think he's a ridiculous player who's only here because, look, he doesn't want to go to other leagues. We've seen that he doesn't want to go to Spain. He wants to stay in England. Premier League teams are not going to risk that injury record. We've got 3 wingers at a top level already. Bringing the 4th. Why not? He'll play. He'll be a top player. He'll get game time. It's what Tottenham want. It's a great move for him and us. Positions played, as you can see, yeah, varies. Can play either side. In his career, played left 84 times, right 58, attacking midfield 20, which is great. Like I said, versatility. Very versatile. Before we get into the final ratings for him, key strengths and concerns. If there's any injuries, if any spelling mistakes, I do apologise. Whatever. Just deal with it, people. Key strengths. Close control, like I've already mentioned. Combination play. Ball striking. Adaptability. Balance and acceleration. That key acceleration. Concerns. And they are big. You know, some players don't have huge concerns. It's hard for me to say, like, passing. Because it's not a concern because it's not his game. You know, I'm not going to give a concern if it's not his game. Do you know what I mean? It's about finding the strength of a player and potential downsides in terms of his injury record, consistency, physical strength, pace. You know, things he doesn't do. Like he's not a elite passer. About being terrible, of course. Not saying he's bad. It's just not the top level. He's a finisher, right? They're not concerns. That's just the player he is. That's the profile of him. But yeah, concerns, injury record, and consistency. And these come entwined for me. There is inconsistency in his career. He doesn't start a lot. And again, a lot of that is down to being constantly fit. You have to be fit. Once you're fit, then you've got to get match sharpness. You'll get match fit first, then match sharp. When you're match sharp, then your form starts to come. And if you're constantly getting injured, that's an issue. And in fairness, I will say this. The injuries are big ones. It's not like he has loads of little injuries that are 10 games each. He has little injuries like no any other player, of course. But the injuries were big. They were huge injuries that left him out for a long, long time each game. Each one. So if you can stay away from that and find a bit of form, the league ain't ready. This quality of player. Trust me. You don't have to. It's fine. But I'm bullish on this one. But yeah, those are the main concerns. And they are big concerns. Very big for me. The overall rating. Technical ability, A. I've tallied it up. It could be nothing less. Physical, C. A lot of that is brought down by, of course, the injury side of it, the fitness side of it. Psychological, B+. Ceiling, B. Doesn't really matter because it's a lone play for us. But B is close to it. But if he gets that fitness, he's got a level higher. System fit, A. His adaptability, his directness. But at the end of the day, a player of this level destroys this league in a team like ours that creates a lot of chances. So yeah, overall B+. And if the physical was higher because of injuries and fitness, this signing in terms of just raw talent and ability would definitely be an A. I know people are probably thinking it's a bit underwhelming. I've seen that online. I think that's crazy, by the way. I understand it from an injury perspective, of course, but I've seen people saying the players underwhelming. Guys, come on. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Appreciate all the support. I'll see you guys soon. As you're watching this, I will be replying to comments. So there's a lot to catch up on. But yeah, see you guys in a bit. Bye-bye.